So I wanted to talk about weight ratings today while I heat my cake up, because they're really good heated. About 10 seconds in the microwave. Anyway, I'm looking really fat right now. So, the big topic that no one seems to understand is weight ratings on trucks, trailers, other things. I'm going to put you down for a second. When I had my F-350, I wanted to get a gooseneck trailer that I could haul cars on. And I was not familiar with the whole, like, how things work back then. I knew that I wanted to have a trailer that I could put 2 cars on, but at the same time, I have to be under my weight rating to not get in trouble, pretty much. And so, in a way, having an F-350 actually kind of hurt me with that. Or not so much the F-350, but the dual rear wheel. I went for the dual rear wheel because I felt like it was going to be a more stable ride. It was going to tow better. It was going to be overall better. And it was. However, that raised my weight rating to 14,000 pounds instead of 12 or 10. I don't know. I think it was 12 without dual rear wheel and 14 with. So, raised my weight rating, and that meant that, I have to stay under a combined GVWR of 26,001 pound. Anything above 26,001 pound puts you in CDL territory. So you have to have a CDL to drive it. Even if the truck was empty and the trailer were empty, if their weight ratings were higher than 26,000, you would have been overweight. So let's dive into this. All right, so let's talk gross vehicle weight rating. Each car has a gross vehicle weight rating, and it's usually the weight of the vehicle plus, passengers, plus its payload capacity. That's what the vehicle is capable of having on its wheels. So, for example, the dually truck, how it was 14,000 pounds. The truck weighed 8. And that would have left 6,000 pounds, roughly, as payload. And that's about what it can handle because, dual rear wheel, you get about 5,500 pounds of payload capacity. It also takes into consideration, your weight with the fuel and everything else. It has a 50-gallon fuel tank. That can be pretty heavy. Some things are not always considered, and you have to... For example, the curb weight of a vehicle is usually just the weight of the vehicle completely empty, no fuel, no anything. And so you can't exactly rely on that. You have to count for, your weight as the driver, your passenger's weight, the weight of your fuel, and then your payload. So it's very easy to get overloaded because they're not real clear on how these numbers are different and how they work. But the biggest number you got to pay attention to is GVWR, gross vehicle weight rating. And the dualies, it comes 14,000 pounds. Doesn't matter if you're an F-350 or an F-450. I think the single rear wheels are like 10,000 or something. I think both the F-250 and F-350 are 10,000 pounds. Don't quote me on that one because I'm not exactly sure. So, in my state and in most states, the maximum weight a Class C driver's license can handle is 26,001 pound. If you're above 26,001 pound, you're considered CDL territory. You must have a CDL driver's license in order to pull that kind of weight. If you're caught pulling that kind of weight without a CDL, you're in big trouble. So this is the issue. So GVWR just gives you a good understanding of what your weight rating is, and then your trailer has a GVWR. Your truck and trailer's GVWR combined cannot exceed 26,000 pounds. So when my truck was 14,000 pounds, my trailer maximum can be 12,000 pounds GVWR, or I'm overweight, technically. And I think that's really absurd. I think it should go by the actual weight. The weight of the truck and the weight of the trailer should not exceed 26,000 pounds together. But if your weight rating exceeds it, then you're also in trouble, which is crazy. So my dually, I ordered, it came 14,000 GVWR. I ordered a trailer, and I had to derate the trailer to 12,000 GVWR to be legal. Even though the trailer that I had ordered was heavy-duty built, it was capable of 18,000 GVWR. We had to derate it in order to be legal. And really, that ends up hurting you in the long run, because the trailer is only rated for 12,000 GVWR now to be legal, but the trailer itself weighs 5,000 pounds. So you've immediately cut your payload capacity to like 7,000 pounds on the trailer. And my intention was to haul 2 Teslas, which could be close to 9,000 pounds. I would have been 2,000 pounds overweight on a trailer that was well capable of handling way more than that. And if you take into consideration, the trailer's 5, the truck was 8, so you're 13,000, and then you add 9,000 in Teslas, that's 22,000 pounds. That's well under the 26,000 pound requirement. But I would have been over the trailer's weight rating technically, so it would have been illegal. So it's crazy how they do it. They pay attention mainly to your GVWRs to make sure you're under 26,000 pounds. And then, of course, they do weigh both the truck and trailer to make sure that they are both under 26,000 pounds. Those are the 2 things they will check on you, as far as police, troopers, commercial enforcement. That's what I was looking for. Because it is considered a commercial vehicle when you get into heavy weight like that. Even though it's a personally owned vehicle, personal everything, you're still technically considered a commercial vehicle when you start hauling that kind of weight. And if they stop you and weigh you, you could get in trouble. Now, could my trailer handle more than 7,000 pounds? Yes. If I put more than 7,000 pounds on it, am I still legal? Technically, no. Would I get in trouble for it? Probably not, because I'm still under the total. GVWRs are under the amount, and my total weight is under the amount. So I'd be fine in that aspect. But if I were in an accident, especially if it was my fault, but even if it wasn't my fault, then they would start checking the numbers. Then they would say the trailer is overweight, and then you would automatically be at fault because you're overweight. The issue that I have with how this works is typically you buy a bigger truck to be safer. In my case, I bought a big dually. It can handle a lot of weight in the back of the truck. It can handle a lot of weight towing. Towing a big gooseneck trailer with 2 Teslas on it would be absolutely no problem at all. But I'm technically overweight according to the DOT. And I could get in trouble for that. But I could go buy an F-150, put the same trailer behind it, be well under my GVWR, put 2 Teslas on it, my hitch weight is still well within the truck's weight rating, technically, I would be legal. And that would be the most unsafe setup you've ever used in your life. So that's my issue. The system is wrong. The system is designed to gotcha. And when you're trying to be safe and trying to do it the right way, you're wrong, according to the system. But if you do it the most jacked up, janky way, you're technically legal and you're technically fine. So that's my issue about GVWR and why it needs to be rethought. I don't think it should go by GVWR. The truck had a 14,000 GVWR. GCWR, which I think is combined weight rating, would be the truck and the trailer, is over 40,000 pounds for this year model, 2023. And if you have a truck that's 14,000 and a trailer that's 18,000, you're still nowhere near 40,000. So you're still well within the limits of what the truck can do. And I guess that technically would be where you're not so right with an F-150, but like an F-250, you'd still be okay. F-250 has a 10,000 pound GVWR. We could make it happen. It would be just fine towing a gooseneck with 2 Teslas on it. You would technically be overweight for what the truck is designed to do, but legally you wouldn't be overweight. So yeah, not good. Not a good design. I think they should go by GVWR, whether or not you're over 26,000 combined. I think they should just go by GVWR based on those two and total weight. And your GVWR can be whatever it is as long as you're under it, and your total weight should be 26,001 pound or less. As long as that qualifies, you're fine. Because technically, if I had bought that trailer at 18,000 GVWR with my truck at 14,000 GVWR, both of them unloaded, empty, driving down the road, I would have been over the weight rating. Because it would have been over 26,000 pounds. I would have had to have a CDL to tow it empty. And that's crazy. So that's my opinion on that. While I'm on the topic, let me just throw in one more here. There is an exemption if it is a recreational vehicle, an RV. And it can be an RV you drive, an RV you tow, an RV fifth wheel, any kind of RV gets an exemption. There is no weight limit for those. If I had a 40,000 pound fifth wheel trailer and put it behind my truck, I'm still technically within my towing rating. I'm still technically within my GVWR. I'm within my GCVWR. And I don't need a commercial driver's license to tow it, even though it's that kind of weight. Because it's an RV. And RVs are exempt from needing a commercial driver's license. That's a little crazy. You're letting just anybody tow that kind of weight. Now, I guess the only plus side to this is most RVs don't weigh that much. The average RV is around 15,000, 16,000 pounds for the heavy ones. And then toy haulers can get up into the 20,000, 25,000 pounds. But still, that's a lot for a regular Class C driver's license. And I'm not complaining because that means I can do it without a commercial driver's license. But there are some people on the road who can't drive regular cars, definitely shouldn't be towing big heavy weights with big heavy trucks. And I'm not saying this restrictions should be harder, because that would make it harder on me. I shouldn't have to get a commercial driver's license to tow an RV. But at the same time, maybe there could be a course that you could take to train you how to do it, and it's just a certificate on your license. You took the course, here's your certificate. No test, no physical, no anything else to go through to say, well, can you safely do it? But at least give them some training, because a lot of people can't even drive a regular car.